Yo, welcome back to Poor Man Printing, guys. So this is a recording of the Discord with Rhys tonight. Some really good questions in there, but some reason I got kicked out, or I don't really know what happened. I got booted out, or maybe I don't know. I don't know. But I got in a hair late and I got kicked out. I don't know. But I'm gonna bring what I got to you. So hey, so check it out and listen to some really good questions in there. Remember, like, subscribe, hit the notifications. Poor Man Print.
Um, I learned to fly when I lived in Canada a few years ago. So I've got my pilot license as well. I'd love to say that I do that more often, but lately it hasn't been a thing in my life. So I'm hoping to get back to a bit of that as well. I read a lot too, a few different hobbies. And then I talk to you guys.
Well, that's probably the best part, hopefully, is talking to us. But yeah, what types of books do you read? Just out of curiosity.
I do a lot of fantasy trilogies and long books. I don't like getting attached to characters and then the book ending after 400 pages. So I'm usually more likely to commit to a trilogy. I love the world building and the characterization that comes with it, and all that sort of emotional attachment that you build into these books as well. So yeah, that's usually the alley I go up. I try to change it up sometimes, and then it just doesn't hold my interest as much.
Yeah, I would say I agree on that, and I kind of use that same ideology in my binge watching on Netflix or wherever I binge. I can't do one season; it has to be 3 or 4 seasons queued up for me.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't even watch TV anymore. It doesn't. At least the last few months, I'm too erratic. There's too much going on with Akomi and Vivi that if I sit down for 5 minutes to try and watch a show, I'd feel guilty about it. I'm like, I guess I'll go do this work instead or something else. So yeah, hopefully in the next few months I can find a bit more Zen time. But it's usually a bit of reading before I fall asleep, and that's what gets me.
Very nice. We were talking, a couple of the guys, and you were talking about how many sets you have and stuff. I'm not looking for any kind of details, but for some reason, it feels like the Master Collectors program is kind of imminent. I don't know if you have any insight on maybe we'll see it in June, maybe we'll hear some details. And a second part of that is there was a hint by you guys that Slimer, Ito, and the Ghost Trap will probably be for Master Collectors. I don't know if you had any insight on that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So on the second part, I think people have misread that, and maybe I'll go back and rewrite it. That was just me being conversational. No, those 3 collectibles will drop sometime in season 2, but they're for everybody to try and get a hold of. They're definitely not just secured for master collectors.
Gotcha.
And I wouldn't go as far as saying the master collector is imminent. I think that we're probably still a few months off that actually rolling out. So don't hold your breath too much on that front. Obviously, it's being built, and you guys would have seen in last week's weekly wrap up that in the last month we've welcomed 5 or 6 new devs, and they're coming up to speed now. So we actually have some capacity to start to roll out these new developments with all the optimizations behind us now, or close enough to being behind us. So everything like that is back on the table. The accessories should roll out sooner than later in the showrooms. I know Trevor's been busy redesigning the way that they function as well, just to make them look so much more amazing, because as we all know, they're just kind of a box floating in the sky at the moment. Yeah, so we'll start to see a lot more app features roll out just to make the experience more enjoyable. But yeah, I think the Master Collector's still a little ways off yet.
Nice. Thank you for your candor as always. Appreciate that. When you say accessories, what accessories do you mean? I might, maybe I'm missing something there. What accessories are you looking for?
So right now in your showroom, you can place your collectibles where you want, scale them up, those kind of things. But we want you to be able to show them off and get creative as you choose to, right? So we're talking like different places and stands and plinths, shelving that will be available, so you can start to really customize the space instead of it just kind of being 4 walls. Now, before long, there will be branded accessories as well. I think it's in one of our early demo videos. I know you'll see the shelving there, and I've seen it on David Yu's Instagram, but there'll be branded things like for the DeLorean, you can actually buy or collect the curbside scene, so you can park your DeLorean up on the curb, and it has kind of like little trees or house or things like that. So depending on the license and the brand, there'll be accessories that you can use to customize your showroom that might be, they might pertain to that brand itself, or they'll be your standard kind of bases and plinths. Eventually you'll be able to add pot plants and couches and maybe a TV screen to your showroom, and that will show your, like if we do something like moments or something like that. So you can explore someone's showroom. This is down the line, by the way. This isn't next week, but you might walk into someone's showroom and be able to sit on their couch and see the collectibles they own kind of flash through a screen or something like that within your showrooms too. So that's kind of where that takes us, right? Because the whole idea of the showroom, other than showing off your collections, is to allow you to build and customize your very own digital space. So we want to try and facilitate that with as many amazing features as we can.
Very, very cool. And one last one. Are those paid accessories, or they can just be like accessories you can kind of choose from out of a list?
I think they'll be paid. There might be other ways to get them, but I will have to find out. Now, when we're talking, it's not like you're going to be buying them like they are collectibles. Like there might be like 250,000 stands or plinths or shelves or something like that. So if they are paid, they'll be very reasonably priced. But I'll have to confirm that. I'm pretty sure they'll be paid.
No doubt. Thank you very much, Rhys. I appreciate it. I'm going to pass the mic to somebody else if they have a question for you.
Yeah, no problem. And also, guys, continue your discussion. I know you started this not wanting to pepper me with questions. So if you want to sit up, have at it.
I just didn't want to impose. I'm really enjoying this, and as long as you're willing to keep answering direct questions, I love it. This is even better.
Okay. Yeah, sweet. Let's do it. Yeah, it saves me doing it later today anyway.
So, did you get a Mike Mignola Batman?
I didn't, but it is one that I've been considering the last few days. I think I'll get up for the drop tonight. There's a couple of collectibles that I wouldn't mind picking up. I do love getting first appearance stuff as well. But no, I haven't got Dad Bod Batman. Have you guys got it?
Yeah. So I was trying to snipe a good one, and I think I placed a bid by accident, but that's okay. Because I think long term, I think that Batman specifically, will go up in value. Not too that one.
Yeah, it's also it was one of the best-selling physical statues out of the Batman Black and White line. I don't know if it's for the same reasons that we all want Dad Bod Batman, but it's I find that interesting too. That it ended up being kind of one of the more successful models. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I saw that in the physical.
It's right now I think it's important to remember that we really haven't accessed the fan bases of a lot of these things. Obviously, we all come in from however we found the project, and we are fans of certain brands and collectibles. But if you're saying that this particular physical sculpture was one of the most popular, well, there's going to be a lot of Batman fans out there that are aware of it that probably don't own the physical version. And this can be their chance to express that fandom by collecting one of these things. So, yeah. And, of course, you add to that it's ultra rare and all those kind of things. And it has the meme value, right, which memes just drive the internet.
100%.
So there's a lot of considerations there. Now that you're saying that, I'm literally going through the market maybe I'll pick one up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do expect that long term, just with the obviously the meme economy, but like you're saying, just the collector perspective, and once we really tap into that, I really think those are going to be scooped up, long term. So just like you were saying, I plan on holding these collectibles for many years, and just collecting brands I know and love. So
yeah, absolutely. And we've said this many times, once that mentality changes, and I think it's starting to change now, around, maybe, just collecting the things you want, it spreads the load out a little bit. A lot of people think that we've somehow failed because we want collectibles to be in the store, but if you walked into a hobby shop or something and and the shelves were just bare every time you walked in there, you'd stop going in there, So the whole idea is that we want items available in the store so that when we do announce these licenses and brands and new people come and download the app and check it out, well, yeah, there's something there that they can actually buy and then explore the AR and explore the showrooms, because that fundamentally is what keeps you coming back to the app too, right? It's the experience, not just the ownership. So yeah, I think what we saw last week, we've tweaked the numbers again this week, just a little bit, but same deal. There will be purchase limits on everything. The commons and uncommons are usually the ones that they will be the ones that have higher edition numbers, with the intention that there's actually some content available for new users. So.
Hey, Rhys. The question that comes up quite a bit is, when we do bring out OMI to gem option, with regards to the free Fortnite issue, what happened there, where Fortnite let their users buy basically their coin outside of the app. There's the law case now in Australia, our little country, with Google and Apple about it. So there's a concern that there's going to be something, potential issues there when you guys do that. Has that been brought up? Is there any sort of words you can give about that?
Yeah, very valid concern. The Apple overlords don't like missing their cut on anything. So it's definitely something that is under review at the moment. We're building out the web platform, which will, I guess, similar to Fortnite, help us kind of get around that. Because once it's there is no risk of deplatforming or anything, right? That's our own thing. And I think that's actually closer than many of us would expect. I think maybe end of next month, let's say the one after, just to be safe. We're talking the very first iteration of that, right? It might not have the feed, it might not be fully featured, but at least it kind of takes a bit of the pressure off if there's that availability, and that opens us up to probably, twice the size of our current audience, because there's a lot of people that can't access it or depending on their phones and all those things. So I think that's a really good thing that's in the works for us. So yeah, it's definitely something we're aware of. It's also, we're reviewing the whole system to try and figure out the best balance between those things. Obviously, returning the utility to the token is our number one priority at the moment. But it is a consideration that we have been discussing many, many times internally and trying to figure out the best way to bring that forward so that everybody can use their tokens again.
Just on that point, I just wanted to ask, so I know you guys have quite a large team, including advisors. With regards to the whole kind of legal issue around Apple and the App Store fees, is there someone specifically on your team, in terms of, someone who's experienced in this area? Is there someone advising you on how to proceed? Just because it would be quite interesting to kind of, I guess, learn a little bit more about your kind of non-community facing team.
Yeah. I don't know if it's one of the advisors specifically. They all sort of operate in their own realms of technology and things, and I don't know that any of those are specific to an app store and the way they function. But we have a whole legal team that we've always had from the start. So anything that we do or put out or any moves we make on that front obviously go through all of that sort of due diligence before it happens, which is also why some of these things take longer than expected, and we're not, our licensors aren't the only ones doing the due diligence. We have to do it on every move we make. So yeah, I think those things come through from them. I think we have assigned case managers from Apple and Google now anyway, because of the success of the app so far. So we are in direct contact with people on those fronts that can help us to kind of build this system in. But yeah, you kind of have to play to their rules, basically. Android doesn't care at all, right? Like, you can do anything on Android. There's no real crazy oversight. It's more when it comes to the Apple App Store that the issues arise. So we just don't want to get into a situation where we're rolling out features on Android and not on Apple, because we don't want to cut out that market sector, and it's not fair to say to people, well, go get an Android phone. Like that's something we're avidly trying to avoid as well. And as I just said, the web platform will really help to service those needs too. So
Rhys,
Just
they blocked Fortnite on Android as well. I believe it's against Android too. So
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, I haven't really kept up to date. Hey, I'm just seeing. Is this chat capped at 99 members or something, guys? Is there a way to let more people in?
I was actually wondering if it had something to do with the nitro boost, maybe.
Is that something I can do? I have no idea what that is.
I'm not really sure. It appears to be some kind of technical error, but I'm trying really hard to fix it. I don't really know what to do though.
Yeah, I went and dove into the options already, and I couldn't find anything that where there's a limit for people or anything like that.
Yeah, me as well. Usually it's not capped, but I could be wrong. Maybe it is a technical error. I think, yeah, we are having someone have an issue as well getting in. So
Brock just posted something. Hang on one sec. Let me see.
also, I am recording, so just a little forewarning, but just for people that also, might miss it, I'll be posting probably on YouTube. Yeah.
it says here 99 people can enter, but it can be increased to 120. I've just found an official Discord support on it.
We've had it up to Chef. We've had it up quite a bit to like what, almost 200
in the high 300s when Dan and Rhys were on last week.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, give me 2 minutes. Someone's saying to post. What is this? Clubhouse count 999, something like that. Anyone know what that is?
I do not. I think there might just be referring to this room here.
Okay. All right. No worries.
Who created the Clubhouse for this evening?
I think it might have been Chef, but it may have been created already. It maybe just be a setting is what I'm thinking, but I could be wrong.
Because that may be an issue. If none of us created the actual Clubhouse, then we probably don't have access to those settings.
I believe it's just, it's always there and you sort of just open it up. So maybe one of the server owners or admins need to do something.
Yeah, I don't know if that's me or not. I think that might be a Dan or a Davion's thing, but that's all right. If it's being recorded, it'll go out later anyway. Sorry to anyone who can't get in at the moment. Big apologies.
May I ask a question about the Master Collector?
I'll allow it.
Okay, sweet. So this is just a question that I've had asked by my followers because I've voiced how I believe that the cloaked items may be in relation to the Master Collector, but Chef Dizzy just touched on that and you answered that this isn't the case. In the future, will like sets potentially have influence on the Master Collector? Like, will there be specific collectibles which are relative to completed sets, like for that brand?
You mean, will you have to be a specific Master Collector to get like the fourth one of a set or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. So instead of just being only just the sets, because there are some people who will just buy every set, but like there'll be people who are fans of like DC or Harlequin, and they might be a Master Collector in their own realm. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I don't think it will run in a manner that cuts people out from specific collectibles, but being completing your sets on the way obviously gains you XP points, for lack of a better term, which levels up your Master Collector ranking. And then there will be some things that Master Collectors in general, some advantages, like maybe 10-second early access to a drop or something like that. But it also lets us see if you are a Batman Master Collector, right? Or you're obviously a massive Batman fan. Then we can reward you with maybe early access to the Batman drops instead of to all drops, or specific accessories for your showroom or things like that. Might also mean at location-based events. If you're a master collector, there might be some benefits there. Maybe you can access the gold foil version of something instead of the silver or something like that. But I don't think it will be in a manner that only lets those collectors complete a set, if that makes sense.
Okay, thanks for answering. I do have a concern about early access for master collectors, since 10 seconds early, and if there's quite a few master collectors, I could see a set selling out like to the master collectors only. Will you slowly trickle in people who aren't from master collector?
It would be more, you might get 10-second early access, but you can only buy one of each collectible or something like that. Like there would be a cap on that limit. So it's not, massively creating an unfair advantage for those master collectors, but that's just one example of how we might go about rewarding those master collectors. There will obviously be plenty of other things built into it as well. So yeah, it wouldn't just be like, all the master collectors get to buy everything and nobody else gets to buy anything, but there has to be some incentive there as well to want to level up your collector ranking. And obviously with these collectibles having whatever value they stand to have, like that's a pretty good incentive.
I had a thought regarding the points that were supposedly associated with the master collector, and I just wanted to kind of toss that you and see like what your thoughts were on it. My thoughts were like, what if, like, how we earn points in the gamification aspect of things and towards master collector points? What if we used those master collector points as like tokens to gain the early access? So you had to save those up, and then if you wanted in early on a Batman drop, then it's going to cost you like 100 master collector points or something like that. It was just a playful idea I had, but
Yeah. I quite like that. I do like that, and I mean that could be an iteration at some point.
Sorry, could I add to that?
Yeah, go.
It would be really cool if it was like a badge, and the badge was like an NFT that was visible in like augmented reality. I'm just thinking about into the future, and then you could sell that badge for a specific amount of money, and then people could use that badge in return to join these early access. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you sell the rights to someone else to have early access to a particular.
Yeah.
It's also viewed. A big person could just buy their way into the master collector.
Yeah, you could buy your way in. You would also have to create it if it was an NFT. It can't just have the same utility for every person, right? Like, I guess the idea would be like, if it was a system where you spent your master collector points or you earned that badge and then you used it specifically, I would think that would be the one and only utility of that badge. Now, if you went through the process and earned it and then you decided, well, I don't want that, whatever that's providing, and you chose to sell it, cool, and then the next person could use it for the same thing. But yeah, I think anything like that is probably quite a ways down the line before it becomes a real possibility in the app.
Right, and I think that we should, kind of remember that when people bring up the discussion about the master collector program, that it's quite a ways off, like you said, still, and nothing's concrete about it yet.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, don't get me wrong, Dan and Dave definitely have some concrete ideas, and they're
right.
But yeah, the first iterations, any badges and things will be more of a symbol, right? A bragging rights. I collected this set, or I have this many from season 1, or things like that. Obviously, everybody who has something from season 1 will get some sort of badge or indicator as well that you can wear around or add to your showrooms. I think you'll be able to use them like that, or show them off on your profile at the very least within the app. And then we'll continue to build it out, right? Because yeah, that's just an extra layer of fun that we can keep designing in. I really do like the idea of spending the collector points. I think that's cool. But it would come down to how you earned them in the first place as well.
May
I just add one more point?
Sorry?
Could I just add one more point, please?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
So I'm personally really excited about the Master Collector program. As it says, like in my name, VV Flipper, I started off flipping the collectibles. I started off with like $300 and worked my way up. Now I have quite a collection, and I'm heavily invested and actually love collecting now. And I sort of push that to my followers.
Yeah.
Master Collector the idea of it and the concept and the way I've seen VV playing out, it's sort of taught me a lot about collectibles and how to collect, and inspired me and helped me meet a lot of people, and a lot of people who follow me. Like I've been voicing like just sort of playful thoughts about what the Master Collector could be, and it's actually inspired a lot of other people to collect. So I was just sort of touching on that. I do believe that like prestiges will definitely inspire people to be more active in staying on the platform rather than sort of just flipping the collectibles.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and first of all, man, I'm so stoked to hear that that's the journey you've been on with VV. That's kind of what we hoped when we started building this, that it would inspire people. I see a lot of people now buying the physical counterparts to their digital collectibles. I think that's pretty incredible as well. But you're right, it is a prestige thing. Being a master collector is something to work towards. And we have to make that as equitable as possible, rather than just being, well, I've got a lot of money, so I can buy a lot of collectibles and get there. Like you want it to be as open a system as possible and make it worthwhile for people once they level up those collector rankings, which is definitely part of the thinking behind it, and part of the motivation for getting something like that out there. So yeah, I'm super excited about it too. As you said, I think it is literally an app retention thing, right? It keeps people coming back to the app if they see the value in it too. And if that value has some financial incentive at the end of it, obviously it's more motivating for more people as well. So it's
thank you very much for answering. Like pretty motivating getting to speak to you. I never thought I'd get to speak to you, and this sort of journey that I've made building my socials, I sort of always intended to be able to reach out and ask a few questions about the devs. So this has been great. Thank you. I'll let you guys continue on with the conversation.
No worries, man. You're so welcome. Thanks for all the kind words.
Rhys, I've got a question that kind of popped into my mind. Something that I spoke about a little while ago, and it kind of just remembered question itself, because there was that guy who sent myself and yourself a photo of himself sat on a toilet with the dad bod Batman, and yeah, yeah. So basically, the question I had was, we know that the feed is like an integral part of kind of sharing your experiences with these collectibles with the community. Now, I'm just wondering, like from I guess the legal consultation perspective. Obviously we don't want people abusing the feed, but you will get people who, you've described as bad actors. And, there was essentially an experiment done where someone they basically made a text editor public so people could add their own pictures to it. And there was like pornography and all sorts of stuff being added. So with collectibles, if you can start adding pictures to the feed of, yourself with the collectibles in real life, that kind of thing, people start abusing that and post things that are inappropriate, could that has that kind of been thought about? Could that affect the people who just want to use the feed for good intentions? Obviously the guy sat on the toilet with the dad bod Batman, he sent that like personally, and it's not that bad or anything, but there can be more explicit things.
That was probably the 10th Batman on a toilet photo that I've received. So just making it up at this point.
How do I sign up for a toilet bathroom photo?
Yeah, it's coming in Series 6, actually.
The fact that people are thinking about you, Rhys, while they're on the toilet playing with
Yeah.
Batman is disturbing.
I'll take it. That's fine. It's absolutely been thought of. Yeah. Look, there is an age restriction on the app. I think it's 13 or something like that, or it was when we first launched. With that in mind, there are profanity filters already in the feed that help us cut down on some of those things. But to my knowledge, at least right now, yeah, we just have mods that are keeping a very close eye on these things and can pretty quickly close those things down. Now, off the app, yeah, people are going to take stupid photos. Some of them are going to be funny, but like obviously inappropriate. So yeah, at the moment, it's something that we're pretty hands-on with. I'm sure we'll continue to build in ways that can kind of detect anything inappropriate as we move forward. But as you said, we don't want that to ruin the experience for people. The beauty of this ecosystem is that like all of you guys have our best interests and the app's best interests in mind as well. So if anyone ever sees anything inappropriate, it gets to us pretty quickly. So it lets us kind of cut down on that as well, which is good. And then, we need to sort of rely on parents and things like that too, to not be, to kind of be monitoring these things if they're giving it to their kids and stuff as well. So I think it's going to collectively be a group effort, but it will be something that we'll build in as we go as well.
I think the excitement of that guy who
master collectors, or maybe people who have a certain amount of rank, could maybe also be like pseudo mods to like report stuff.
Yeah. And look, that might come to, the master collector thing might actually become something like that as well. If you've been in there for a while, if we know that you're you're there for the right reasons and to support it, then maybe we can give some powers like that to, almost like community mods, but in the app as well. That could be a potential development.
Hey, Crypto Khaki here. You guys mind if I jump in for a second?
Go.
Okay, cool. So first off, Rhys, man, it's a pleasure, man. As someone who never collected outside of baseball cards and stuff, just to be a part and see and watch what y'all have going on, and this community is amazing. And the interactions between you guys and the community is bar none, setting the bar for all NFTs.
Thanks.
And so I look and I see in the chat and people that we can't stop showing people our collections and stuff like that. And from the corporate world to our friends and families, from females to girls to grown men, they're all interested in this app. And the thing that I find fascinating about it is how quickly they are drawn into the app. And we all know we got something special going on. I know you guys feel it. And it's a worldwide thing. This isn't it's not limited to just one region. Everybody feels the same way about this app as we do, and equally as strong as we do. Going forward in the future, knowing that
I think we lost you after knowing that.
Yeah, I'm on the edge here.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So with you guys knowing that, being that there's so many amazing people that are drawn into this community and into this collecting space, and it's not just a thing about finances. It's taking us back to childhoods, and everybody's waiting on the next licenses and all of that. So knowing that, could we expect, like I live in the United States. So in the United States, we all have our own Independence Days and our own holidays. And then we have the
we lost you at holidays.
Okay, sorry. Will there be cultural drops for specific areas and regions and specific holidays, or is it kind of geared in the beginning as a whole mass thing and pull everybody together, and then later on start making it its own thing? Because I'm pretty sure that this is just going to go where the people kind of take it, like Trevor was speaking on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it will be the latter. At the moment, we're trying to reach the largest audiences we can and fan bases. But yeah, absolutely. We've talked about, we can do like some Halloween type drops or some Christmas drops or things like that, depending on what's available to us, obviously from the licensors, but maybe we can have different kind of themed accessories or things like that. Maybe around Christmas time, you can add some Christmas lights and trees and decorations to your showrooms and things like that too. So we can really make it a seasonable, a seasonable feature, I guess, is probably the best way to put that. So yeah, I think it's definitely on the cards. We've discussed it for sure, but it's not at the moment. We're trying to get the initial impact and attract the users, and then we'll branch into more specific things like that too.
Are
Stocking
some
stuff
of
or
the
blind bag.
Are some of the features contingent on the being on the Mutable X? I know obviously maybe some of that is, but as far as maybe like gamification and things like that, is just like some of those features kind of contingent upon, being on that platform?
No, not necessarily. Being on Immutable allows you to use your collectibles to greater effect, right? You can use them on other marketplaces and anything that, if we're opening interoperability, anything using the same standard has the potential to integrate with our collectibles. The features and those kind of things are more a part of our tech stack and the way that we design the app and build things in, and then it sits on top of the chain.
I believe we just crashed, guys. Oh, we might be coming back on. Oh. Oh, yeah. What happened? This ain't good. This ain't good. I hope I can get back in, guys. I don't know what happened. I think it crashed, though. Oh, now I got updates going on. Come on. Come on, baby. Load up for Mr. Poor Man. Can I get a... Oh, yeah. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Here we go. Come on. Come on. It takes forever. I've been using Discord for a while, guys, and it takes forever for a freaking update. Here we go. Here we go. I better be able to get back in there. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's it, guys. That's all I got. This is some bullshit. How's that max number of people? It's only 87 people listening. Well, I guess that's it, guys. That's all I could bring you. I wonder if I got kicked out. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Doesn't look like I'm getting back in there. All right. Next time. Poor Man Printing. Out.